Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. It's Friday. It's May the 24th. I'm getting out of here early today. My son graduates from high school tonight, so I got that going on. It's the start of the Memorial Day holiday here in the U.S. So remember, no video on Monday. I'm going to take the day off. The market's only open till about 10:30 or so my time, and it's generally not worth trading. So, if you got the day off and you don't usually get to trade during regular hours, then you can sim trade it or whatever. But there's generally not much movement, and the last thing you want to do is get stuck in a trade. You get stuck in something like this that lasts for 2 hours and the market closes, and you're stuck in it, and that'll happen to you a lot on those days. So be leery of it. But anyway, no video Monday because of the U.S. Memorial Day holiday. One other thing before I go over the trades. Uh, I get a lot of questions about breakout pullback shorts. They're probably the least reliable trade we take. The only time I really like them is when you have those really strong trends that keep going straight up or straight down, and there's lots of little overlapping bars and dojis, and it just keeps going and going and going. On those days, they work well, and you have to take them because it's the only way to get into the trend, really. You don't get a better setup. But on these bigger breakout pullbacks, you got to be leery of those. And I don't mark very many of them for that reason. I did one today, and you see it barely worked. It got just enough to get the scalp, and then the market reversed from there. And that's a breakout pull. Notice you got the little double bottom there. We broke out. We pulled. This was we kind of went into a trading range here. We broke out, we pulled back and tested it. The only reason I like this one because there was a trap. It went out the high side first and then went out the low side on a second entry short. And that's a big bearish bar, so that made it worthwhile. But you couldn't have got one extra. If you entered on a stop below that bar, you couldn't have got one extra tick out of that because it never went any lower. It made a double bottom and then reversed. But we had the break of the trend channel, two legs. You see it right there. Two legs down to a new low, and we've been going up ever since. This line right here, this is the overnight. This is the close from yesterday. So that's why I have that there. And so my guess is we're probably going to try to fill that gap. That's what we're working towards. Whether or not we'll be able to do it, that's another story. But we'll just have to see. Okay, sorry I had an interruption there, but I think we were talking about the breakout pullbacks. But basically, just ignore that trade for now and just watch it. And when you see one that you really like, as you get more experience, but it's probably the least reliable setup. And I guess that's why people ask about it a lot because you don't want to it's not smart to go long right in here near these highs, and it's not smart to go short down in here near these lows. You can see that, and I show you that every day, all the time. And even though we went higher, you see it comes back. It keeps coming. It takes a while to work through those areas, and a lot of times it can't get through, and the market reverses. So stay away from those trades because they're very they're dangerous, and the odds are against you going long across these highs and going short across these lows. And usually when I have a loser, that's where I get trapped, down here at these lows or up here at these highs. And so you got to be very careful. Now, if the market's trending straight up, like I said, and you got all them little bitty bars that are right, and there's all that overlap, but it just keeps going straight up, you don't have any option then. You got to take them then. But otherwise, you can get that same kind of trend in reverse. But otherwise, stay away from them. So let's back out here, talk about the trades. And I'm probably going to get interrupted because that was somebody looking for directions to bring me a delivery, and I told him I would meet him out when I saw him pull up, so I may have to pause here. But anyway, we had this channel working down during the overnight. You see we had the break, two legs down to a new low, and guess what? We've been trending up ever since. It was really simple to find this line off the high, and then you just drag it. Originally, I had it there, and as the day progressed, I moved it down a little bit, and I think it's right there. So every time we got a bounce off that line, I was buying, and it was just an easy day. I had a chance to make a good bit of money before that even happened. But the first trade was right here. When I came in, I was able to draw this line here. We didn't have this yet. Prices were working up when I got here. I just drew that line and drug it up, and you can see you know, it kind of fit those first couple of swings there. It did go a little higher here, but you'll see that in the overnight some. But that's how I got the line. And guess what? When that little doji entered right, formed right there, it's really almost a reversal bar. When prices broke lower, I dropped a limit order in there, tick into that, and got filled real quickly. Easy scalp, came right back and got my runner. But guess what? We broke higher here first and then went down and broke out the low side. So I entered down here. Again, I dropped a limit order. I dropped it right at the bottom of that one. You could have used a stop here, though, because of that trap and the fact that this is a big trend. And so I was looking for another leg down similar to that one. I don't think we quite got there. And you can see we just missed it maybe by a tick or so. So, you know, I was expecting prices to go lower here, and we couldn't get outside that trend line after 2 tries, so you really like that one. And any runners were safe on that one, and it moved down pretty quick, bounced up. We got the break here, made a little double top with a trap, second entry short right there. Another easy move down. Runners were safe on this one. You could have ridden this one all the way to the low. You probably wanted to think about exiting right here. I did, but got another chance to enter right here on a second. It's just a little 2-legged pullback. I was a little bit leery of this one, but when it broke lower right there, I dropped a limit order in, and it did come back and fill me. And another easy move down. And I think I see my delivery guy out there. He's probably bringing an 18-wheeler in. I'm going to pause this real quick. I'll be right back with you. Okay, had a little interruption there. Probably hadn't been long for y'all, but it's been about a 20-minute interruption there. I think we were talking about this. I think this is the last trade we talked. 2-legged pullback to the EMA. We already had a new low, but that's, you know, there's all that overlap. There's odds are we're going to snap back and make a second leg down, or at least retest that low. Like I said, easy trade. You could have got a couple of points out of the runner. Then you got this setup. I was real hesitant about this one, but when it broke, you can't really see it with that in the way. But notice there's a failed second entry long that broke higher than that little double top and turned down, went out the same side in the same move. Fairly easy scalp, nothing more. And then I was leery of any more shorts after that. I was really hesitant on that one. And you might have even thought about going long here because you probably would have had this line right across here maybe then. So you might have thought about going long right there. I didn't like it. I thought it was a little risky. So I wanted to wait and get a new high and then see if we got a higher low, and we did right off that same line. Second entry long, you're looking for a move similar to that one. It went straight up here to the upper line and then turned down. Easy move. Then you got another second. You notice you got a new high, first entry, pullback, second entry. This is also a trading range, a little failed break lower. This is one of those where you probably want to let it break up and drop a limit order in there. That's what I did. Then you got another bounce here. This is kind of a breakout pullback long, but notice that there's a failed second entry short here. You got a new low, first entry, second entry fails. So a trap, and you see how quickly it moved up. And then we talked about this trade. I'm rushing through this, but I got to get out of here today, so I apologize. We got all this overlap. It's at the high. There's a chance that this was looking like a trading range. It broke higher, turned down. Again, this is one where I'd drop a limit order, maybe at the bottom, a tick in. You may not have got filled unless you dropped it right at the low. Even if you entered on the stop, it was okay. You got room before you get back down here. But you never know if it's going to bounce off the EMA. Sometimes it will, like it did here. But then you got a second entry long right here. Nice reversal bar. Look at that move. That was the easiest move of the morning, really, on the way up. People are now trusting the range. And by this time, I kind of corrected it to here. Easy move, pull back. But you still got to be worried about this. We got through. We didn't go very far. We pulled back. And then another big reversal bar. I actually went long right here. You probably might want to waited for a break on this bar. Again, you can see you probably could have used a limit order there and got filled. And then off it goes. And there's really a second entry off the low right there. But I was getting real leery of all this, so I wanted to see what would happen. And then we got the failed second entry short, which is a trap, and then it rushed higher. So my headphones are batteries beeping at me, so I'm about to lose my headphones. That's all the trades for today. It's an obvious channel up through here. I'm guessing we're maybe trying to head to test this high or maybe even fill the gap from the overnight. But I'm done for the day. I'm done for the week. It's been another good trading week. It was a little hectic for a couple of days there, but no issues today. It was pretty straightforward. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you had a good trading week. You know, the market seems they're still making a lot of volume, but it's not as crazy one way and then another way. We're kind of getting some steady movement in one direction or the other. Pretty simple to pick it up as well. So hopefully you had a good trading day and a good trading week. And we'll be back Tuesday to do this again, but we won't, again, no trading chart lesson on Monday because of the holiday. So I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.